Hello and thank you for joining us for Community Crossroads. I'm Karina Garcia. On today's show, the candidates for District 27 are in. Republican incumbent Michael Cloud faces Democratic Macluvio Perez. Plus, we have the information you need for early voting and Election Day. Joining us now is the District 27 incumbent Michael Cloud. Michael, thank you so much for joining us today.
Sure thing. Good to be here.
Appreciate it. I know you have a busy schedule, so let's get right into it. So you took office in July of 2018.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
What would you say are your three biggest accomplishments, if you could sum it up really quick?
Oh gosh, we've been on the forefront of helping advance the border security messaging and also getting some accomplishments. Certainly we got some headway under President Trump. A lot of that's been pulled back under President Biden. Tragically, what's going on in our district is really bad as a result of everything going on the border. One of the big areas was the progress we made to become an energy independent nation. The Port of Corpus Christi, #1 exporter of U.S. energy. We were instrumental in meeting with President Trump and getting the expansion of that project started. Lots of good stuff happening there. Again, you know, right now we're seeing a change in policy, so we got some work to do to make that back up. But what it means to have a secure border and what it means to have some great energy independence here in our nation for the American people, that meant strong economy, that meant strong jobs, that meant families provided for, and all those things that we hold dear.
So I'm glad that you brought up the border and immigration. How do you foresee a solution regarding to the border and immigration that protects all Americans but still holds true to that notion that we are a nation of immigrants?
Sure. Yeah, this is all about a legal process versus an illegal process. I can say personally, my wife is a legal citizen. She was born in Mexico, naturalized into the United States. We've been through the immigration process. There's things we can do to streamline that. It took us many years, and it took people at our citizenship ceremony many more years even.
Right,
so there's things we can do, but it all starts with a secure border. We have to secure the border. And you know, what we've seen with the Biden administration pulling back all the Trump progress, you know, Biden inherited a solution and ended up creating chaos out of it, where President Trump inherited a problem and put in policies that secured our border, that kept our community safe. And right now we have an administration who's literally aiding and abetting cartels in wreaking havoc in our communities. Right now, the #1 killer for young people in our country is fentanyl poisoning. Fentanyl poisoning. Most of those ingredients are coming from China through the cartels into our country and killing 100,000 Americans. I don't understand why we don't, that's not like considered an act of war or a weapon of mass destruction in the sense. And so we've got to be serious at taking the cartels to task. So
we have to move forward now, but thank you for that answer. In regards to Uvalde, what do you foresee happening? A solution that both benefits, you know, protects our children in the classroom, but also gives us still the ability to have our guns at home.
Yeah, Uvalde obviously was tragic. You know, anyone who has kids and even those who don't can I mean, that was just horrific on so many levels. The fact that you have somebody who has that much hate in their heart is tremendous, and then the many failures of protection along the way that led to that tragedy. The thing that we have to remember is the Constitution wasn't given us to throw away in cases of tragedy or crisis. It was actually given to us to keep the government in check, specifically in times of tragedy and crisis. And so that's why we have the First Amendment that protects our religious liberties and protects our freedom of speech, and also the Second Amendment that protects our rights to keep and bear arms. These are rights that we understood weren't a grant from government, but a gift from God, and vital to keeping a thriving society going. And so we have to make sure that those rights stay secure regardless of whatever tragedy we see. Obviously there's things we can do to protect schools, there's things we can do to harden schools, and the biggest thing we got to do is so much of this is connected to the breakdown of the family, and we have to acknowledge that as we move forward.
All right, well, thank you for that, Michael Cloud. And don't go anywhere, because we will still be sitting here with Michael Cloud up next to discuss more issues.